this may be the end of my journey with Wahine, at least. Hey, I'm Lowell. This is Pacific Solo. I have to prepare myself for the greatest challenge of my life, crossing the North Pacific via what I'm calling Nemo North, the place in the North Pacific furthest away from land in any direction. But before I can ever leave for Nemo North, I need blue water experience. I currently have none. So join me, Pacific Solo Season 2, as we search for blue water.
Well, there's now a state of emergency declared in Tokyo. Wahine and I are just trying to get on with things.
Can you smell it? Smoked apple bacon. Lunch today, Campbell's clam chowder. First time I'm having it in self-isolation, only because everybody is. So living secluded. Drove up from Nagoya yesterday and brought a load of groceries, tidied up the kitchen, got things sorted. Loads of canned goods in there. Instant rice, ramen, clam chowder, beverage making equipment there. Fridge is full, all set. Clam chowder, my favorite.
Meanwhile, I've been able to inspect the Genoa, and that requires some sewing work and maybe replacement.
The string is out of there. That's where the string starts.
In the last episode, we looked at the month of March and the beginning of year 2 of this 3-year plan. And April started out with a great day sailing. Then my parts arrived, the new bearing races for the Furler, which needs replacing.
Loose bearings.
That has not gone so well.
Loose bearings. Ah, damn. Yeah, they were right. Loose bearings. Voila. Now, let's see if my system works. Now, don't let it loose again. Well, good morning. This is the first day of the declared state of emergency in Tokyo and other parts of Japan. And I'm going to try to put in new bearing races into that sea furl. First thing I need to do is bring the boat closer so I can work on it from the dock as well as from the deck. Wish me luck. Well, I think I owe you an explanation of what's happening with the Furler. Ever since I bought the boat, the Furler has been stiff, and it's been a good workout to open it up. And one of my crew a few months ago said, we need to take it apart and clean it out, and it will be all better. Well, as I investigated, the Furler is very old, and I was able to download a manual. It turns out it's not quite as easy. It's not like maintaining a winch where you pick it apart, grease the bearings, etc. And so the first problem we encountered was this problem here, where I was told when I contacted the manufacturer that the bearings needed to be replaced. And so basically this bit here, number 13, and there's 2 sets, there's bearing races. So I finally traced down the people who supply these parts, and this woman called Marty was very helpful, and she sent me 2 bearing races. At first I thought it was a typo. I didn't know there was such a thing as a bearing race. And they arrived in just a few days, despite coronavirus and flights from America largely impeded, but they got here fairly quickly. And then I set out to take the Furler apart and get the bearings ready. Well, in getting the bearings ready, they were loose bearings, and they some fell out, and so I worked out a system to get them back in, and then with a clamp and an exploded bearing. But finally I got the bearing races back working again. And then we began to dismantle the Furler in order to get the bearing races out. Well, that proved to be incredibly difficult, because in this part here, number 9, there's 4 screws that go into this feed section, and they proved to be impossible. But meanwhile, while we took it apart, we also found that the feed section was broken at the bottom, and right down in this section here. And that's when I realized the problem was bigger than I thought. And what I thought could be a few $100 repair, I thought then we need a new Furler. And I went to the marina, and they estimated about $8,000. And I had a very low point. I've just been to the marina, to Dick's as they call it, and I was hoping I could get a new Furler for $2,000 or $3,000, and they're now saying at least $8,000 to do it properly. So I'm not sure I want this video to ever appear anywhere. I suppose it's cathartic talking about it. This may be the end of my journey with Wahine, at least. Having slept on it, I decided I would continue the track of getting all the measurements done up for a new furlough, so that in case miraculously money appeared, I could afford one. But meanwhile, I'm going to persist in getting these new bearings in there. So I bought a impact screwdriver, and I tried to take them out with that. It didn't work. And then I decided to drive home to Nagoya and work at it in my own workshop with a heat gun. And if that didn't work, go to my friend Tako-san, who owns Dobat's Rhino House, one of the top bicycle frame makers in Japan, to see if he could fix it. He has lathes and everything. He works with metal. And he agreed to take a look. So that's my plan. I'm going to have Imada-san from Marina do all the checking on replacing the Furler. But meanwhile, I'm going to try to repair this myself with Tako's help. Wish me luck. So Imada-san inspecting my rigging, looking at replacing the Furler, but I'm learning how to do the mass solo. I've seen this system before, but he's demonstrating. And I'm learning a lot. Basically, I'm getting a free inspection. And he's checking my rigging quickly too. So there's always a silver lining. Please like, please share, and please say comments below. Also, you can check out the Pacific Solo store. There's now some products online. All that helps support the educational projects that Pacific Solo is trying to create to help students learn awareness of the oceans. So thumbs up, like, share. Take care, everybody.